When you delegate, you are showing confidence. Jesus delegated many times the ministry. He sent them out 2 by 2. He told them what to do. Many times we are afraid to delegate, but not Jesus. Jesus not only modeled the way, He delegated the task. In my case, I must be willing to delegate. In our ministry, we delegate our pastors to teach. We delegate our leaders to conduct Bible studies. We empower the people to do what they are supposed to do.
I trust that you are finding ways to apply these lessons in your own lifestyle as we come to consider the Great Commission as a way of life. And now we want to move to that principle of delegation. Jesus gave the learners something to do, something that they could themselves actually practice. At first, it involved basically just following Him, being in attendance at His meetings. Well, that was something, and that is an elemental expectation, certainly, but all of us can be there when they have a meeting. But He found ways almost immediately to utilize their desire to help. He didn't have a parsonage or a home of His own, didn't own property, so He just lived with His disciples and His friends. I haven't found anywhere in the Gospels where it tells me Jesus turned out an invitation to dinner. I was glad when I discovered that. What a beautiful way for somebody else to be the helper, the minister. And we need to be finding ways for others to get involved. They had been with Him for a while. People were believing on Christ. And Jesus was preaching, but we read the disciples were baptizing. That's interesting. They hadn't been ordained yet, but they could baptize. That doesn't require a whole lot of theological training, but it was a way of being involved. On one occasion, there were thousands of people there that had been listening to Him teach. It came to be lunchtime. The people were hungry, and Jesus said, well, why don't you feed the people? But they didn't have any food. But He took some baskets, found some fish and some loaves that someone had. He broke it, put some in each basket, and told the disciples, now you go and feed the people. You know, there's two miracles there, not just in the miracle of breaking the loaves and the fish, but the miracle of those disciples now actually believing that they could do it. Can you imagine how they felt as they reached down in that basket to get a piece of bread and a little portion of that fish to feed the people? Why, their eyes must have been as big as saucers. They were seeing a miracle, and they were doing it. This is the way Jesus is teaching them. They had been with Him about a year and a half, maybe 2 years, when one day He said, now we're going to change our approach a bit today. We're not going to reach all these villages at the rate we're going, but I'm going to send you out now to villages where yet I haven't come. They probably were scared, but He said, you just have to do what you've been watching me do. Just heal the sick, cast out the demons, preach the gospel of the kingdom, and when you come into a new town, find the most worthy person. That is somebody who has enough interest in your mission, at least they'll open their home and provide hospitality. Now, you can work out in the community all day, but when you come back at night, you kick off your sandals, you sit around the table, you laugh, you sing, you build a relationship. So that when you do leave, at least there'll be one place that'll know a little bit more about it. It could be the beginning of a new church plant. Suppose, though, after you've worked so hard all over town and no one responds, no one wants to learn, what are you going to do then? Are you going to grit your teeth and say, we'll make this program work if it kills us? Now, if we were going to live 10,000 years, perhaps we would have that option. But we're working under the emergency of a harvest that's waiting. No, we don't have the option of just going through programs when no one is being discipled. He said, shake the dust off your feet. Go to the next village where presumably there are people that haven't even had the first opportunity to hear. Why should anyone hear the gospel twice until everyone has heard it once? This is the way Jesus is getting them involved. And finally, of course, He gives that command. You go now and replicate what you've been seeing me do. You make disciples. And everybody can do something. You can certainly give your witness. You can share your testimony according to your gift, according to your talents. We're going to all be involved. I think of a writing academy way out in West Texas that advertises they have a horse to suit everyone's taste. For fat people, they have fat horses. For skinny people, they have skinny horses. For fast people, they have fast horses. For slow people, they have slow horses. And for people that don't know how to ride at all, they've got horses that have never been ridden before. Now, I don't know what your taste is, but there's a horse you can ride. There's a horse everybody in the church can ride. And if you're the leader, it's your responsibility to help the follower find that horse. And as they grow in knowledge and in grace, they can utilize more of their ability in different ways. They may become officers in the church. They may teach a Sunday school class. They can lead a small group. They may become deacons and elders. Some of them may have a special calling to be a vocational pastor or missionary. But everybody's involved. This is the principle of delegation. And when we come to the Great Commission, it's not some special gift. It's not some particular call. It's not going away to Bible school. It's a way of life. It's the way you live every day, everywhere. It's the way the Great Commission becomes a lifestyle, and how we can live continually in the joy and the love of Jesus. And when we meet again, we'll consider that next principle of supervision.